pod idea. Jack provides a 3-minute update on NCAA basketball with absolutely no prep. That would be fun as we get into now the final month of the regular season.
Putting me on the spot, I suppose I could do that now.
Yeah, okay, give us some takes. What's going on in college basketball?
I can tell you this, Michigan State's in the top 10. They've had a good year. They've got 3 losses.
No, to be fair, that was a part of your prep. You did just learn
that. was prep, so I guess that's ineligible.
You got to go off the top of your dome here.
SEC's having a great year. You got Auburn, you got Tennessee, you got probably Florida and Alabama. They're looking good. You got your other SEC teams that are more bubble teams, but still probably in the tournament. Your Vanderbilt, your Arkansas, I guess.
Hard to argue with these things.
Texas. So, Duke's got a solid player. They got a couple of solid players this year, and I think this is going to be a good year for Duke. They've got
Do you know who Duke's best player is?
Cooper Flagg.
Look at that, Cooper. Yeah, Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, and then the other guys that they've got really good. I think they have a good home field advantage at Duke. What I think is student section. Yeah, I think that student section. Well, I think number one, it's the volume, and then I guess just sort of the intensity and the closeness. This is just my thought on that. I don't.
Wow.
That I've got that, so that'll help Duke. I would say during the last 2 months of the season to get a top 3 seed probably.
Oh, wow. Hard to argue with that.
I would say top 3 seed for Duke. And then kind of moving around the country. Boy, you always wonder what's going to happen with Gonzaga and St. Mary's. It's like, whoa, it's either Gonzaga always goes, but there's always St. Mary's, a little thorn in the side. And so it'll be fun to see what happens with those guys in the conference that I believe, are both in.
West Coast. Jack, I think this is the year finally for St. Mary's. I think that this is finally going to be St. Mary's year. People are saying.
It's always one or the other. It's always one or the other.
And it's usually just one. It's like, you know what how SED always describes Bedlam? Look, anything can happen in Bedlam. Oklahoma could win by a little. Oklahoma could win by a medium amount. Oklahoma could win by a lot. It's the same thing. Anything could happen with the Gonzaga-St. Mary's West Coast Conference race. Gonzaga could win the conference by 1 game. They could win it by a medium amount of games, or they could win it by a dozen games.
And
it seems like this year might finally go against it.
My final college basketball take is, how about that Dan Hurley?
Wow. Oh, my gosh.
Wow, he is a firecracker. Oh, my goodness. Wow. So he is going to they are going to be an interesting team to watch. They did win the national championship last year.
And the year before.
And actually, I'll have to check that, but maybe the year before too. But they did win the national championship last year. They've struggled with some losses this year. They've lost some games. They've also won quite a few too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they've done both, and more winning than losing, and they're having a good season. I would say they'll be a top 1 through 8 seed this year in the tournament and win, I would say 2 to 5
games. 1 through 8 seed?
Yeah, I would say they will win
okay.
They will win 1 to 4 games in the tournament.
Oh, interesting. D'Lo says, slow down, please. I'm taking notes.
Yeah, but again, if you missed it earlier, just to circle back, Dan Hurley, firecracker.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's one takeaway that I've had from watching him. And
some people, when they win in the tournament, they say, welcome to the Big East, and then their opponent. So you got that going on, too.
And I think one of the key things down the road, and this probably covers all of the conferences, I think, one of the bigger keys to the rest of the season is going to be 3-point shooting. So and I think the teams that have good 3-point shooting we're going to find are more successful in the months of February, in crunch time during this season.
Live or die by the 3, some would say, Jack?
I think that's an important thing to, when you're digging into the box scores, you want to check if the 3-point shooting is good.
Jordan says, this sounds like if you asked a politician a non-approved question.
This is good. This is fun.
I like this bit.
This is fun.
So we'll start doing this. We'll start doing this now moving forward. For the future.
I talk about, I know very little. I know a little bit about a sport, and I try and make it sound like I know a lot.
It's like a kid's pool, right? It's not very deep, but it's very wide. You got a lot of takes. We're going down a foot into this little pool for the babies. Excellent work. Excellent work.